We're in DC. I got invited by the White House to a demo day they're putting on to showcase American innovation that's funded by the federal government and championed by President Biden. I don't have a lot of information. This is all kind of last minute. I'm very interested to see what they're going to show us. The list of demos is pretty broad. It's going to be an experience, no matter what happens here.
America is a country that can be defined in a single word. That word is possibilities. But I really wanted to show people how work in each of those areas is opening a door to a different kind of future.
I'm here with Arati, the President's Science and Technology Advisor. Thank you so much for inviting us to this. This is incredible. Tell me a little bit more about your thinking in putting this together. How did you select who was here?
This all started because President Biden loves to talk about how America is a country that can be defined in a single word. That word is possibilities.
Yeah.
And every time he says that, what I think about is that's what we researchers, that's why we get out of bed in the morning. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, we are all about creating new possibilities.
Absolutely.
An incredibly important part of the American innovation system is the part that the federal government funds. And that happens through all kinds of departments and agencies. We do it for health, for national security, for dealing with the climate crisis, to create opportunity for every American. But I really wanted to show people how work in each of those areas is opening a door to a different kind of future. We have entrepreneurs here who are building really amazing products, but they are building on top of that previous research. And then the next part, they're going to build companies, they're going to manufacture here in America, and people can go buy those technologies like heat pumps to lower their energy bills, help fight the climate crisis, and they are able to do that because of other big things that the president's gotten done, like the Inflation Reduction Act that allows people to get rebates. So we want that lower energy cost, but we know it can be costly to get the new technology. So all of those, private sector has to do what they need to do. We need to do our part from government. When all of that works, we do big things in this country.
That's awesome. A lot of my audience is engineers.
Yeah.
And one thing I see in my work, I've spent a lot of time traveling to China and seeing factories there. I see this incredibly robust, flourishing manufacturing ecosystem there, particularly where people are in close proximity to each other, so you can get a part across town really quickly. I don't see that in the US.
This comes to the heart of it. We, all of us as taxpayers, support research because we know you have to have it to start. But for too long, we sort of assumed that it would magically turn into products and companies and industries and jobs right here in America. Sometimes that works with software, for example.
Sure.
It works pretty well.
Yeah, it works great.
Does not work so well for manufacturing industries because we haven't invested in that area.
Yeah.
And that's something that President Biden is turning around right now. Think about the Chips and Science Act that's bringing manufacturing for semiconductors, for leading edge semis.
And a bunch of funding around bringing that back.
Absolutely, to partner with industry to get that to happen. Yeah. But also think about the factories that are getting built so that we can have the clean energy technologies that we need. When we get close enough that market investors can see the opportunity, but they can't quite get there, then that boost from government programs is so important to get the ball rolling.
Are there any efforts right now to sort of bring back what I would call grassroots manufacturing, small, whether it's a small mom and pop machine shop or something like that, where you have, rather than building a $1 billion chip fab, which is important and we need it, are there efforts to bring back that smaller, more tightly networked manufacturing model?
Well, I think it depends what you're building, because you can't have a mom and pop shop build a leading edge semiconductor.
No, absolutely
That's
not.
where you need those huge, expensive fabs.
Sure.
But of course, 3D manufacturing and a lot of the associated technologies have made it possible for this explosion in creativity. So I think there are places where there are, especially for prototyping, especially for ideation and experimentation with new kinds of products and shapes and configurations that you couldn't do before. You want to nurture that creativity, right? Because some of those things will grow into really interesting opportunities.
Absolutely. Thank you again for inviting me.
Thanks for coming. This was so much fun to have everyone here.
Great. Thank you so much.
Take care, Scotty.
here with Joda, who's working with the Regional Innovation Engines effort.
Yep.
And I'd love to have you tell us more about what this is, because it's super fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a program director with the National Science Foundation's Regional Innovation Engines, and it's a flagship program in the new directorate, the Technology, Innovation, and Partnerships Directorate, created by the CHIPS and Science Act of 2022. And we are specifically working to catalyze innovation ecosystems all over the country to demonstrate that technology and innovation can happen in many places across America. And so we have already announced 44 development awards. These are pre-engine awards of coalitions and communities that are working together to really zone in on what their competitive advantage is and build the beginnings of an innovation ecosystem. And in about a month, we're going to be announcing up to $160 million awards for NSF engines. And so they'll be eligible for up to $160 million over a decade to build out a innovation ecosystem that includes workforce development, research and translation, and that will be across a wide range of technologies. And so we've been really fortunate to be traveling all across America, touring factories, talking to innovators and scientists, but also to working families who are going to have brand new opportunities and jobs in fields that may not even exist yet in technology and science, to really make sure that America is deeply competitive on a global stage, that we have regions across the country that are able to share in the prosperity that comes from innovation, and that we are solving major societal challenges like climate change and food security. So that's the Regional Innovation Engines program in a nutshell.
Awesome. And we're not just talking like San Francisco and New York and Boston.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at your map,
yeah,
and it's all over.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the program is really designed to invest in places that have been underinvested in terms of R&D innovation. We know that there is tremendous innovation in Silicon Valley, Boston, and New York, but we also know there is innovation potential and real competitive advantages in places in rural areas and towns and cities from Texas to Louisiana to Nevada that are also critical to our national security, to our ability to compete, and to our ability to continue being a global leader in R&D. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joda.
Absolutely.
I saw a bunch of really cool technology demos from a number of different sectors, ranging from a process to compress wood to make it as strong as steel, to clothing made out of waste gas from power plants, to 3D printing human tissue for drug testing. And I'll be releasing each one of those as its own video soon. But it was really cool to see so many really interesting American innovations, as well as getting a chance to understand a bit about how our government is thinking about fostering innovation and manufacturing in the US. The foundation of innovation is a deep understanding of complex scientific and technical concepts. And speaking from my personal experience, the best way to learn these are hands-on and interactive, which is where today's sponsor comes in. Brilliant isn't just another educational platform. It's where you can learn by doing, with thousands of interactive lessons in math, data analysis, programming, and AI. It's perfect for those who want to apply their learning in real-world scenarios. Whether you're developing new technologies or optimizing existing processes, Brilliant equips you with the critical thinking and problem-solving tools that you need. Brilliant encourages you to dive into interactive lessons that challenge your thinking and your practical skills. It's an ideal environment for developing the intuition necessary for high-level problem-solving, which is crucial for any innovator. With courses ranging from programming to machine learning, Brilliant prepares you for the real challenges in the tech industry, providing the foundational knowledge that underpins modern technology. Plus, you can integrate your learning into your daily routine with Brilliant. It's designed to fit your schedule, allowing you to progress every day, anytime, anywhere. If you watch Strange Parts, you might find Brilliant's programming and AI courses particularly useful. For example, their Programming with Python course gets you coding immediately with an intuitive editor, and it covers essential concepts like loops and variables. Meanwhile, the How LLMs Work course offers a deep dive into the workings of language models like ChatGPT, providing hands-on experience with how these tools are trained and generate outputs using real-world data for practical learning. So if you're ready to enhance your problem-solving skills and deepen your understanding of complex topics, head over to brilliant.org/strangeparts. Start learning for free for 30 days by using this link, and get 20% off an annual premium subscription if you choose to continue. Join me and a community of learners on Brilliant, where your curiosity leads to creation. Thanks again to Brilliant for supporting Strange Parts, and a huge thank you to Arati and the White House Office of Science and Technology for inviting me to this event. Stay tuned for the next video where we dive deeper into some of the amazing technologies we saw today, starting with a startup that makes wood stronger than steel. I'll see you soon.